Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Waller's Wallet, and with air travel still up in the air for some people until maybe later this fall or even possibly 2022, there's a growing list of people turning to road tripping the United States for their travel plans this year. And if you're considering a road trip this year, then what are some of the best credit cards to take with you if you do plan to hit the road? Now, if you want a simple way to help out this channel, consider hitting that thumbs up button. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn that bell notification on as well so you don't miss out on future videos. Now, the big expenses to consider for a road trip are food, and this could be dining or even purchasing groceries, definitely gas, travel expenses such as hotels or Airbnb, and even possibly some entertainment. And some point currencies are going to be better than others, and cashback is always a good option here since points are not going to be able to cover all of your costs. I'm also making the assumption that if you are road tripping, you're going to be staying at more budget or mid-level properties to really extend the lifespan of your rewards and not luxury properties. And I also think that you'd be looking to use most of these cards while you are on your road trip, not just for a bonus with a few exceptions. Also, while American Express and Citi are great for airline transfers, they really lack great value for hotel use. So while those points have great value, they're not necessarily the greatest option for road trippers since hotel use will be extremely limited and cash out rates are very poor. Now first, let's talk about hotel credit cards, and I'm actually going to group this into one section because unless you're renting an RV, hotels may very well be your primary living situation if you are going on a road trip, especially if you're only staying in a location for a short period of time. And if that's the case, then opening a few hotel credit cards right now could be a great move and can save you a ton of money when you do start traveling, because the bonuses are big on these cards, so that could cover many nights of your stays before you would even need to consider using either your cash back or other points for hotel accommodations. And in the US, there are a lot of different hotel credit card options and properties, from Hyatt to Hilton, Marriott, IHG, Best Western, Choice, and plenty of others. And while some of these credit cards do have an upfront annual fee, the points you would get from those bonuses would give you more than enough values in that cost that annual fee. And I think another way to think of this is however many nights you were to get from that bonus, it would only cost you that annual fee. So if you were to get 4 nights from the bonus on one of these cards and the annual fee was $95, then it was less than $25 per night for your stay, which is actually pretty awesome. And while putting spending on hotel co-branded credit cards doesn't always offer people the best return, if you do have a paid stay at a hotel and you do happen to have their co-branded credit card, it might actually offer a solid multiplier for that purchase. So it could be worth putting paid hotel stays on co-branded credit cards. Then some of these hotel credit cards give you status, and the benefits of this could also save you a lot of money. For example, if you have the Hilton Surpass card, not only does it come with a big bonus, but you also get Hilton Gold status, which gives you free breakfast. And this can help reduce your food bill when you are on your road trip. Now, if you're trying to decide which points would be the best to use in a certain area, then there's actually a website called Award Mapper that will help you see hotels in an area and the point cost for those hotels in that location. And you can actually use Award Mapper for hotels around the world. Now, Award Mapper's pricing is not always correct, but you can use this as a tool to see the hotels in an area that you're going to be staying at to give you an idea of the cost of those properties. Then you can pick the most cost-effective properties that get the most days for your points. But by selecting a few hotel credit cards, this can save you thousands of dollars on your trip right from the start. Then you can dip into other currencies when you use up all of these points. Now let's take a look at some specific cards for your road trip. And starting off with the Wells Fargo Propel card. Now, the Propel card is really like the Swiss Army knives of credit cards because it's just so versatile. It covers a lot of expenses you may need on a road trip. This includes getting 3% back on gas, dining, hotel expenses, home shares like Airbnb, and if you pay for streaming services like Pandora or Spotify, then you would also get 3% back on those expenses. In its $200 bonus, it can also help offset some of your costs as well. Then since this is redeemable as cash back, you can use it however you need to for your road trip, whether to pay for gas, maybe snacks like some gummy bears or Doritos, or even some cheap hotel stays. Then you also get access to American Express offers, which they do offer travel options as well for this card. And then the Go Far reward offers add an extra layer of value on the Propel card as well. So for just one card, it does cover a lot of categories that could benefit you if you do decide to take a road trip. And since this travel is going to be domestic, the acceptance issue of American Express will be less of an issue here. Then we have the Chase Sapphire Reserve. Now this is the only premium credit card on this list, and there's a reason for that. But it can be a solid option for road trips even though it does have a $550 annual fee, and here's why. Because with the Chase Sapphire Reserve, you do get a 50,000 point bonus worth at least $750 in value. And since it earns triple points on travel and dining, it does have expenses like hotels or even tolls covered. And then triple points back on dining is pretty great too. And until the end of April, you're also going to get triple points back on groceries. Then you also get benefits like a $60 DoorDash credit, which can be helpful as well, even if the prices can be inflated. Because maybe after a full day of driving and exploring, you just want some Taco Bell delivered to your hotel room. Also, if you're someone who decides to rent a car for your road trip, the Chase Sapphire Reserve does offer primary auto rental coverage, so you don't need to worry about what happens if you get into an accident. Then you also do have that $300 travel credit, which can be used for some paid hotel stays, tolls, or any other travel expenses. And until the end of June, you can also use this for gas and groceries. So you're essentially prepaying this, but Chase gives it back to you and you're going to be spending it anyway, so it's extremely easy to use, and this does bring down the effective annual fee on this card. But the biggest reason of all is the fact that if you're looking to book budget properties, you can use your points to the Chase travel portal at 1.5 cents per point. And this will be an easy way to redeem your points for hotels when you are out on the road. And until the end of April, you can also use the pay yourself back benefit for groceries and dining, where you can redeem your points at 1.5 cents per point for those expenses as well. So this is an easy way to offset some of your costs as well if you are road tripping from now until April. Then if you were to find yourself some budget level properties with Hyatt, like Hyatt Places or Hyatt Houses, this can give you even more value than the 1.5 cent per point redemption value when you transfer your points to Hyatt and book those stays. But with a big bonus, decent earning rates, and higher redemption value to the portal, this could be a good card to bring along with you for your road trip. Now, if you are someone taking to the road and you have a few cards you're bringing along for your trip, then using a free app like Max Rewards will make sure you're using the best card for your purchases so you don't miss out on those rewards. And Max Rewards even tells you the benefits on your card so you can be sure to use them to get even more value from them. And with Max Rewards Gold, not only do you get to see the best card based just on earning rate, but it also takes into account any other offers on your card. This way it can save you money and it can help you earn more rewards. Now, if you want to try out Max Rewards Gold, just use the promo code Waller and you'll get 1 free month of Max Reward Gold status. And you can find a link to Max Rewards in the description box below, and a big thank you to Max Rewards for sponsoring this video. Then we have the PNC Cash Reward card. Now this card is not on many people's list, but while PNC is not a large player in the points and miles game, the PNC Cash Reward card should not be overlooked. Now, the bonus isn't large, but with a $100 bonus, it will offset some of your costs. But earning 4% back and 3% back on dining is pretty solid. And only in a few instances can you actually earn more than 4% on gas with a credit card. Now, this is limited to $8,000 to spend in a year, but I would assume this isn't going to be much of an issue for most people, but that will really depend on the length of your road trip. Now, this card does lack a travel category, but earning 4% back on gas is great, and 3% back on dining is great as well. Then you have the Chase Freedom Flex. Now, if you're not keen on spending an upfront $550 on the Chase Sapphire Reserve, or maybe you want a complimentary card to stack with the Sapphire Reserve, the Freedom Flex could be an option for your travels. And the bonus on the Freedom Flex is $200 after spending just $500. And you're going to get 3% back on all dining and drugstore purchases, which can be useful if you're buying some snacks at CVS or Walgreens, for example. And you're also going to earn 5% back for your travel booked through the Chase travel portal. And this is actually better than the 4.5% you would get back if you only had the Chase Sapphire Reserve, even though the Sapphire Reserve is upfront, and with the Freedom Flex you need to wait until your points post until you can redeem them. Then you also have the rotating categories, which can potentially be very useful depending on the categories at the time of your travel. I mean, if gas is a category for the summer, that would be fantastic. So if you're someone who decides to book most of your hotel stays through the Chase travel portal, you're going to earn 5% back in addition to some good rates from dining as well. Then you have the American Express Blue Cash Preferred. Now, if you're someone staying in an Airbnb or staying in hotels that have a kitchen where you can cook your own food, the Blue Cash Preferred may be your best bet here, since it's going to earn 6% back on groceries and even 3% back on gas. And the bonus on this card has been as high as $300, which is going to help offset some of your expenses as well. But if you're someone not planning on cooking your own food a lot, or maybe you get your meals at the hotels as part of your status, then this card won't be as useful to you since you can get more broad coverage from other cards. And some of the other cards on this list do offer groceries as a category, even though it's maybe only a 2% return. Then lastly, I did want to touch on the Citi Premier, because I think this card is pretty close to being the perfect road trip card. It has a big bonus and the earning rates are so well rounded. It earns triple points on gas, groceries, hotels, and dining. Plus there's a $100 hotel benefit as well that may or may not be as used for you. So it nails down the big road tripping categories. But there's no hotel transfer partners that you can utilize, and the cash value here is extremely poor since cash redemptions are under 1 cent per point. Although you could redeem for certain gift cards at 1 cent per point, and that may or may not work out for you. Then you do have the option to redeem their points for hotels through their portal at 1 cent per point, but their inventory can be an issue at times and the prices can definitely be higher. So this could be more limiting for people. But if you are someone only looking to earn points for your spend on a road trip and not redeem the points to help offset your cost, or maybe you found the gift card options useful for you, then I think you would be hard pressed to find a better and more well-rounded card than the Premier. Now, you can definitely use as many cards as you want, and you can even open a ton of cards to stack some bonuses for your road trip. And there are a lot of cards that you can do this with. But having a few hotel cards will definitely be useful because you never know what hotels will be in an area that you're visiting. And having these hotel points on hand will definitely save you plenty of money. Then if you do run out of points for hotel stays at some point and start using the cash back you've earned from some of these cards, you can always stack these with shopping portals to earn more cash back to reduce your cost just a little bit more. Or you can even use points like Ultimate Reward points through their portal as well. And when you're out traveling, having cards hit these major categories will help you earn well and can even help you pay for upcoming parts of your road trip. And you can see you may need just a couple of cards to really hit these major categories. But I think you'd probably need at least 2 cards to put actual spending on to get some of the best return possible. You definitely could have more cards to spend on, but a card like the Propel card and a 2% cash back card might just be fine for some people. But if you were looking to maximize every dollar, then you would definitely want to add in more cards to refine your earning strategy even more. So tell me, what cards would you use if you were taking a road trip? Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in this video. If you want to help support the channel, take a look at the links down in the description below. And if you know somebody that could benefit from this video, feel free to share with them. And until next time, safe travels and take care.